Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Right. So when we specify the date and time, especially in a global environment, we have to specify the time zone as well. Now, time zone is not the time. It is just an additional data that gives you more information about the day and time. And how does the time zone look like? What does that information look like? Time zone. I mean, it has multiple things like IST. Correct. And it also gives you like the location. I mean, it has a location part, which makes it meaningful. It also tells you how many hours it is ahead or behind the green, which means that the GMT right. It tells you, okay, a time zone looks like this. GMT plus 5 or 30 minutes. Right. That means that it is ahead of the GMT by 5.5 hours, and it is used in India. GMT minus 6 New York right. Something, or maybe it is also given name Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Summer Time. Eastern Time, US time right. It will give you a description, and it will also tell you about the difference with the GMT right. That is the time zone. It is not the date. It is not the time, but we use it to better describe the date and time. Okay. What is the Boolean field? As far as I know and, or and. Those are the Boolean operators. The Boolean operators correct, but what does the Boolean field contain? For result. Maybe a result can be and can be or not, kind of no, those are conditions. But what? What will be the result? Are you a manager? Are you a manager? Are you a manager? If you are a manager, the answer will be yes. If you are not a manager, the answer will be no. So Boolean fields are yes, no or true, false fields. True, false, it can contain either of two values. Either is true or false. They are the yet unknown. Either 0 or 1 right. So they are only like that. True, false, true. False kind of fields are called Boolean fields. So a Boolean, the symbol of a Boolean is F something like this. True pipe false. That is the symbol of the Boolean field. If you see a field like this, you immediately know it is a Boolean field. Okay. Now come some specific types of fields which are specific to Workday. Single instance, multi-instance, self-referencing instance. Now a single instant field. Now what about? We see these terms instance. The instance fields. They are actually being to other data instance. Write these three types of fields. They are complex fields. They are complex fields. Okay. They do not contain any data themselves, but they are pointers to other places, to other data. Okay. They are links to other data. Since Workday is organized using business objects. So that is why we will see these kind of fields a lot as instance kind of fields where it will be links to other data objects. A single instance. What does that mean? That it can occur only once in relation to another object. Like, let's say, the location of the worker. Is it single instance or is it multi-instance? Single. Single. The location of the worker. That is a single instance. Now think about the first line manager. Is it a single instance or a multi-instance? 1. It may be if you do that in the security profile, where you in the role, you make it multi-assignment. But typically your direct manager is single instance. But think about this one. The superior organization offers of a supervisory organization. The immediate superior organization of a supervisory organization. Well, that'd be single instance or multi-instance. It's a single instance. Because a supervisory organization can have only one superior organization. So that will be a single instance field. Now what is an example of a multi-instance field? Think about the number of dependents of a worker. Is that the single instance or multi-instance? Number of dependents of a worker. Multi-instance. Can we multi-instance right? Because the worker may not have any dependents. The worker may have one dependent. The worker may have more than one dependent. Right. Spouse and children and parents and so on. So the possibilities are endless. So you may have no dependents. You may have one dependent. You may have multiple dependents. Correct. So that is an example of a multi-instance field. The number of expense reports created by a worker. Will that be a single instance or multi-instance? The number of expense reports created by a worker. Multi-instance. Multi-instance right, because one employee, one worker may create multiple expense reports right. So yes, that would be a multi-instance. So a single instance looks like this. Let me see if I can draw it correctly. So there will be a big circle. Okay. And then there is a small circle like this. Right. And then there is a link between the two. So it looks like this. That this is one object. This is another object. And it is linked, so this is a single instance. Between them, there is a single relationship between these two objects. Now a multi-instance. The icon looks a little bit different, but it clearly depicts. I will draw a big diagram so that it is easy for me to draw. So a multi-instance looks like this. Okay. Okay, what I drew looks like a paw of a cat. So let me draw a property. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay. And you have linkages to each of these. This is the icon for a multi-instance field. Okay. So this is a multi-instance, because one object may be related to multiple. I mean, it may have multiple instances of the object related to the, so it may be an object. That is a multi-instance. And then you have another thing that is called as a self-referencing instance.
Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.